are back. Yes, we are. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. That is Barrett Brooks. Oh, he has changed the attire, Derek. He's out of the White Castle Christmas spirit, and he's in his Brooks hoodie.
Yeah, you can't wear a burlap hoodie forever.
You caught me off guard again.
Come on, man.
That's all, man. You on a roll right now.
What do you think? Because you invited him over your house, you can say whatever you want now? Is that how it works?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man.
Right. Haven't I always said what I wanted? Has that changed any?
No, it has not. No.
I'm just trying to find a better medium ground, Rob.
A happy medium.
I see the light in a lot of ways.
Light, turn that light off.
Did I may need to be nicer like you and Barrett, a kinder, gentler version of myself. Yeah, I think there's always room. There's always room for improvement. See, I'm trying to be sincere, and you two are laughing at me, so that brings out the anger in me. See what I
mean? No, I don't buy a second of you trying to be sincere. Sorry.
Why?
No, what? I'm kidding.
What? You know what? Your invitation's been rescinded.
Oh no, that's all it took, man. That quickly. I'm out.
Oh, John Dickerson says a fourth personality, Deacon.
Well, yeah. You incorporated the third not that long ago, so I don't know. It's hard to tell, how many. We're multiplying as we speak. All right, so let's look at the offense here for a second, and let's kind of balance yesterday with what they accomplished overall. So let's start with the bigger picture. AJ Brown ends up with 4 catches, 95 yards, which gets him to the 1,496-yard mark, which breaks Mike Quick's all-time record in season. I thought it was a really nice touch after the game. A.J. Brown's in an 82 Quick jersey throwback and did an interview with Mike and gave Mike a lot of love. So I love that kind of stuff, paying your respects like he did.
Too,
so
man. Me too.
That was just cool. That's just an understanding of, the history. Love that.
We always talk about how young players today across the board in sports don't know or don't appreciate sports history.
Yep.
Like we do, because we lived a lot of it and they didn't. They live in the, everything is on the phone or your laptop generation. And more so than what we did. We absorbed sports as kids. Yep. We debated stats. We lived stats, Nowadays, not so much. Even though you have everything at the access of a fingertip, these younger people don't know sports history for the most part like we do, and that's okay because it was our era. A lot of stuff we talk about from then and compared to today is because we've seen both.
Right.
They haven't. They've only seen highlights that can only read about. I understand that. But for AJ Brown to do that, you're right. That is the ultimate respect to a player who has meant so much to this organization, Mike Quick, and who continues to be a significant part of this organization.
Well, I think about this too. I mean, you make that trade to get him, you give up a first-round pick, and he comes in and he sets the all-time franchise record in terms of yards. Devontae Smith, who you drafted 2 years ago, ends up setting the all-time record with catches. He has 95 catches. What an unbelievable duo these two are. I mean, tell me a better duo. You can maybe argue Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle or whatever. I'll put these two up with anybody in the NFL. Anybody.
Let's see for a minute. Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, that's a great combination. Adam Thielen has been off. I would have said Thielen Jefferson, but Thielen
he's kind of he's starting to go down a little.
Yeah.
Still a good player, but he's not. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another combination. It was wow. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Bills have Diggs and I like Gabriel Davis.
I love Gabriel Davis. Yeah.
Not the same level though.
No.
Not the same level.
No, I agree.
No.
I mean, Cincinnati.
You're right. You're right, Mr. Brooks. I agree with you.
Stop, man. What about Seattle? What would you say, Seattle?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think Cincy with Jamar Chase and Higgins.
And T. Higgins.
And they have Boyd too. They have a really good three.
Man. Yeah,
threesome there. Look, anyway, if not the best, I think they're in any argument for the best, right? And it's amazing what they've done. Derek, you pointed out a little bit earlier. They also had a running back go over 1,000 yards. You had Jalen Hurts, who's now 17-1 in his last 18 starts. there's a lot to love here. There's a lot to love. The things you don't love that you're concerned about is, like we talked about, some of the health issues. Yesterday against second and third stringers, 1 for 5 in the red zone. Again, you take into account, if you watch the game, there was a play that should have been a touchdown that was called back. I think it was a lane call. And then, and there's no excuse here. Hurts forces one. It was a bad interception, right? So, but he's rusty a little bit. That's why I thought it's critical, even if it wasn't a thing of beauty, for him to get out there and play a little bit yesterday, rather than being off for 5 weeks. Like, I do think that part of it helps, that he took some hits, some real live bullets. They're not just throwing in shells at practice and all those kind of things. So if there's anything to kind of glean out of that, is like he got to play at least yesterday for the first time in a while.
And get some of the rust off. And work through some of the pain. You know what? And it's a good test for him. I hated to see that the starters had to play to play the whole game, basically. But it's a good mental test for Jalen also, if he has to deal with the same kind of pain 2 weeks from now, or similar pain, or hopefully a lot lesser pain, but if he has to deal with pain. And as Barrett will tell you, a lot of times, pain can disrupt the mental psyche in terms of how you go about your job on the field. You start thinking about an injury too much. You start altering a throw a certain way, because if you throw it from here, it hurts a lot more than you throw it from here. Those are little things that you have to work through and overcome. So it was good for him to get out there and experience that, to find out exactly, okay, what doesn't cause me excessive pain and what can I play through? Now, when they go back to the full arsenal of the RPOs, he's going to take significant shots. And as we've said, and as I've talked about, you look at some of the defenses they faced over the latter part of the season, those edge crashers did a much better job of running and stopping and forcing him to do something, and taking additional shots on Jalen when they got the chance, than they did the first part of the season. So he's going to have to overcome that as well. So it's good to be able to go through that. When you've basically played a season relatively pain-free, let's face it, but halfway through the season, everybody's hurt in some regard.
Everybody is hurting right now.
Everybody's hurting. But when you have something that alters the way you play the game, and you still have to fight through it to get the job done, that's pertinent, especially now, to get that psyche and get that in your mind. Okay, here's what I'm going to have to do to be successful and to get us to that next level.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. And I think there's –
Thank you both very much. I appreciate it.
You're right, man. But
I'm trying.
You're never as healthy as you are, than the first day you get into camps. That goes without saying. But you've also learned to live with these aches and pains and bumps and bruises. Because Jalen Hurts was a lot more injured than I thought he was, and then to go out and play through it the way he did, just goes to show the type of guy he is, show the type of teammate he is, and understanding and balancing what's really needed for this team at the point in which they were at. Mm-hmm. It's an absolute must that he had to play. And, just listening to the broadcast, they were like, he didn't want to play. That's what they said, that he didn't want to play, but he played anyways. I don't know if that's kind of build him up to be, the Dalai Lama or something, but still though, it's that's serious, man, that he played and didn't want to play.
Yeah.
He understood what what had to be done.
What was at stake. Yeah.
So,
and again, I thought they tried to do everything they could to keep him safe. It's hard to do on the football field. It's hard to do against guys just trying to make names for themselves. It's a hard thing to do.
The game plan was horrible still.
Yeah, and look, and it's part of the reason why I think it looked the way it looked. There's some positives, like when Boston Scott gets his opportunities, 9 rushes, 54 yards. We mentioned A.J. Brown and Devontae, what they were able to do. Jalen's numbers are very pedestrian, 20 of 35, 229 yards, didn't have a touchdown, had a pick, a 65 passer rating. It's nothing to write home about, right? But it was his presence alone, I think, helps you immensely offensively, helps you get the win. It also allows him to get out there and get some work. And really, I don't think I think we and the fans may be a little bit more concerned than the organization is about where things are. I think they kind of know that, hey, they played 2 weeks without their starting quarterback, and this week it was a compromised approach, almost a preseason approach, if you will. Like everything will be fine. Just to exhale. Everybody exhale. I hope that's right. I hope that's the case, because I'm telling you, I don't like what I've been seeing from Driscoll, and I really wonder if Lane Johnson's going to be able to hold up. I really do.
You know what, what Jaskolski brings up a good one. I wanted to bring it up earlier. I'm glad he did. We need a punter.
Yeah, Kern's cooked.
That dude had a 26-yard punt yesterday.
Yeah, Kern.
I was like, what?
Nope. There's a reason he was on the street all year.
Right.
We're finding that out.
We need a punter. And I don't know if there's one available, a decent one available this time of year, to be honest with you.
The one we had wasn't much better than what he is right now. In fact,
I get that.
He still may be a little better.
He was better than what we have now.
You know what's interesting, though? Here's the thing. I agree with you guys 100% with the punter. But their special teams have really improved.
They have.
Like, they are better almost across. Elliott's money, right? That's awesome to have that. But
Crash dummy.
Crash Dummy's returns have been pretty decent lately.
Right. Crash Dummy.
You gotta stop, drop, and roll, bro.
Hey, the whole game yesterday, I'm screaming, and Seth Joyner, Mike Missinelli, and Devin Caney are howling, laughing. I'm like, don't do it, Covey. Don't do it. Get down, Covey. Don't do it. Man, he took a couple shots yesterday.
I know.
On TV, I'm hearing pass going, pop, pop, pop. I'm like, don't do it, Covey.
I will say this. He's tough. I don't know how he gets up from some of this, man.
You ain't never lied, man.
But anyway, but like they've been better at least, and the kick returns have been better, and I think things have looked cleaner. But punting's a problem. I don't know. I mean, maybe Sippos, maybe he can come back.
Well, and you know what? Philiopolis brings up a good point. Look at this comment.
Matt Araiza. So he brings up the Matt Araiza. People who aren't familiar with him, he was the punter that Buffalo drafted. And was cleared of rape charges. There's a civil suit still hanging in the balance. But here's my guess, just my guess.
Ain't gonna happen.
They're not going to come anywhere near this.
No.
And my guess is, I think he will resurface somewhere with an opportunity next year with somebody.
I do too. I agree.
Yeah, right. Somewhere like that.
Agree. Or with the Raiders.
Jerry Jones loves to bring in controversial figures.
Yeah. But my guess is it probably doesn't happen anywhere this year, just to let it cool a little would be my guess.
Yeah,
but
that's why if as good as he is, there's a reason no team has picked him up. They don't want that right now.
Yeah, they just want
that kind of attention.
They want a little breathing space between everything that went down.
Even though the dude is not guilty, I get it. You're right. Everybody deserves a second chance, but because of the nature of the incident he allegedly was involved in, people don't want that distraction right now, especially a playoff team. Yeah. They don't want that distraction.
Yeah. So anyway, but it's look, I get it. I mean, the guy has unbelievable talent, like ridiculous. But that's something to keep your eye on. I agree with you guys. Barrett, your impressions of Driscoll, did it look any better? Did it look the same? Did it look worse? What? Okay, I can tell right now this isn't going to be good. Okay.
His gesture is exactly
I don't think he even needs to say anything with that. All right.
And we're talking about guys that shouldn't even be the guys he played against or guys he shouldn't even played against as a starter. Yeah, he would have played against those guys as a starter.
That's right.
And yet they were still whooping his
You know what?
Yeah. So I mean, I am so glad that Lane is coming back. I hope he's coming back. We hope he's coming back because we need him in the worst way. You sit back and you think about it. Lane is the best player on our team. He is the number one player on our team, bar none.
That's hard to argue.
Better than AJ, better than Hurts,
better than Jalen.
Daggone right, as far as who he is on the team, who he is in pro football. Bro, not even a sack in 2 years. Over 900 snaps this year. Over 900 snaps. No hits. No sacks.
Yeah, he's unreal. I think he's the best. Everybody wants to say right tackle. He's the best tackle in the game.
No question about it. I agree.
Because I mean, I just can't. I don't believe they're running the same offense. Well, they are running the same offense that they run when he's there, and it's not working. It's too much pressure. Jalen was running because there was too much pressure in his face. He was off because it's too much. The interception he threw, what should have been a sack, by giving up by Driscoll.
Right.
I beat. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you this about the interception. I thought that it was like Jalen treated it like a free play. That's what I was thinking. Because
it did feel like that. It really did feel like that, Barrett. You're right.
I thought it was a free, how you just get or it's a free play because it's on them. They jumped off sides or something.
Was there a hold on the Eagles? Was there a flag thrown
No,
on that play?
there was no flag on that play.
No,
it was a flag on the play, right?
Wait.
Man, I'd have to go back and look. I know obviously the play before that got called back. I don't know.
No, it was a flag on the play because that's what they said. Flag on the play, and it says, but it still doesn't rule out the
Yes, it was a holding on the offensive line.
Okay, so maybe Jalen thought it was against the defense and he took a shot. Maybe.
Right. That's what I'm thinking it was.
Yep.
Because
it did feel like that.
Through it, yeah.
Because that was uncharacteristic. I mean, was the three guys around him. I mean, it was
three white jerseys standing there.
Yeah, bad idea in general.
Yeah, it was holding on the offensive line.
Look, I really do. Let me go glass half full as far as Jalen goes. I think it's important that he got back out there, got his feet wet a little bit for the first time in a bit. Maybe showed himself, all right, it's sore, but I can manage this. Okay. And was still able to have, let's face it, AJ and Devontae had pretty good days. AJ 4 for 95 and Devontae 7 for 67. It's not like he didn't have any kind of connection with them. Dallas was okay. But he got a little something going with those guys at least. So I'm going to take something away. It's that you got out there and played.
Barrett, why won't they play Dillard? I want to hear your answer, then I'll give you my theory.
He's a data boy guy. He's a data boy. If you don't treat him like a data boy, meaning, all right, data boy, good job, data boy. If you don't build up his confidence, he can't do it himself. And then you're in the NFL, you got to be able to do that yourself. You got to be able to go out there and whoop some tail, on your own. And he's one of those guys, I think, that if he doesn't start, then he can't really go out there and play at the tackle position at a high enough level. So, I mean, to me, that's what I think it is. He's a data boy guy.
I couldn't have said it much better. That's exactly what I'm thinking. He is a guy.
I don't think they like him.
Rob, okay. Well, okay. Now, let me ask you this, Rob. Why don't you think they like him?
I don't think they feel like he is a gamer. I think you said if you said to my Lotta, dude, you got to pop to the right side, man. I know it's it's not perfect, but you got to do it. He'd do it. I think Dillard, you get a sigh or a complaint really. That's my. That's not an inside thing. That's me from 1,000 yards away.
My pinkies, it might be broke right now.
Yeah, I feel like they don't. He's not going to do whatever it takes for the team. Maybe I'm wrong.
I would just add this. Dillard is a player that has to be treated with kid gloves. Okay? You don't know what emotional state he is from play to play, series to series, game to game. And I don't know if they trust him in that regard. See, if you can't trust the guy, you can't put him out on the field.
Yeah.
Because it's quite obvious now for 2 games. And as I said on our pregame show yesterday, Dillard in this game against the Giants is auditioning for playoff time. And for the second week in a row, I came away saying, you can't put this man out on the field. But you have a former first-round pick sitting on your sideline that you don't even look at, which tells me they don't know what he's going to do or what he's going to give them play to play. Now, it's quite obvious because Jeff Stoutland said this, I believe it was 2021. Well, Dillard's more comfortable on the left side than he is the right side. So out of all your offensive linemen, outside of your center position, and obviously Lane Johnson's not going anywhere, although Lane has shifted over to the left side in an emergency situation, you have to treat one guy with kid gloves because his psyche on the right side may be a big liability. Even though he's a first-round pick and you cross-train all your offensive linemen except the centers, you still can't trust him enough to put him in there. That Giants game was a perfect opportunity to get Dillard some reps in that game.
Or I mean, or just to put him out there and to see what he can do, man.
That's what I said. Get him some reps.
Yeah,
against that team, the second and third unit. Get him out there. Get him some reps. Get his feet wet. Let me see where he is mentally right now.
I do think the guy's talented. Like, don't confuse at least some of the things. I don't want to speak for you guys too, but for me, what I'm saying, like, I think he'll walk next year and he'll be a starting left tackle somewhere next year. I do. I think he's got talent, but things have to be really perfect, and it's got to be a really good situation for him. And when there's a little bit of adversity, I'm not sure how well he will respond.
Whoever grabs him, if he does walk, whoever grabs him will grab him with the mindset he can help our offensive line significantly. We can plug him and play him. Then when you start working with him, it's like, oh, geez, we didn't know this. We didn't know this.
We was just playing.
Yeah, I was just playing. I didn't mean it.
I didn't mean to give you that much money. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We need that back.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. I mean, I think he is one of the people that will be departing. I do. I think he'll be departing. I wish he was more flexible. He's not. And maybe he knows himself better than anybody else. If he goes over there, he's going to be a turnstile. I don't know. But
we'll see.
It's frustrating.
Rob, you can't do that, Rob. You just can't do that.
Yeah, I'm giving him an out. It's not right. You're right.
Right, because, I mean, I played left tackle from my freshman year of college all the way up until my 5th year in the league. And then they said, look, my 4th year in the league. Look, if you want to play, you got to play on the right side because we're going to start Trey.
Right.
Trey Thomas is starting.
Right.
Now, either you want to play, you go to the right side.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't play on the right side, then you just ain't playing this year. And I learned that joke in 2 days. I was a starting right tackle. It's all about want to and will to and knowing you got to. How do you as a backup player just out and out defy everything and say I'm not going to the right side?
There you go.
How can that happen? We got soft quarter. We got soft coaches because that wouldn't have happened.
Coaches.
Ray Rose would like get your ass over there. Get on over there. Get your ass over there. Get that right hand stand. All right.
Maybe. And all right. Let me play devil's advocate. Maybe Stoutland has tried that and said we need you to move over, and he won't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No, he went over there and then stunk it up.
Right.
And keeps stinking it up because he just don't want to do it. I never seen anything. That's the damnest thing I've ever seen in my life. I have never experienced anything like that in my life. I have never seen that before in my life.
What does that tell you about the psyche of the young man?
If it's that bad, then maybe he doesn't need to be playing football. He needs some data boys.
Where we're going to see it when he's elsewhere. The test is going to be next year. Like we'll find out. We're going to find out a lot about him next year for sure. All right, let's come back and dig into some defense here. Things we like, troubling trends. Barrett, I want to get your take on them using CJ GJ in the slot yesterday.
Loved it.
I thought you would. So we'll discuss that when we come back. There's a lot to dig into. Coming up at 1:30, we will go full blown into the playoff schedule for the wild card weekend. At 2:00, it's already been Black Monday, man. There have been a few people gotten their pink slip, which we'll dive into, and all the action that went down yesterday that got us to where we are as we head into the wild card weekend. So don't go anywhere. He's Barrett. He's Derek. I'm Rob. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. I'm going to tell you right now about Pro Action Restoration. Yes, Pro Action Restoration. That's the place you turn to if you have a business, you have a home, you have a property, and you get smoke, you get fire, you get mold damage, you name it. They're the people you reach out to because Pro Action Restoration is on call 24 hours, 7 days a week to assist. I can attest to this because I reached out to them on a Saturday when I wasn't sure if they were going to be around or anybody else was going to be around. Not only did they get right back to me and got to my parents' house with the quickness, they fixed the problem, diagnosed what the issue was, cleaned up all the water that was in their basement, which was a disaster. The price was right. The crew was professional and clean. It was a great experience. They are licensed, bonded, fully insured. They've been serving the tri-state area for more than 2 decades. Pro Action will work in conjunction with your insurance company. So it could be fire, could be water, could be smoke, could be mold damage, could be something else. Just reach out. They will let you know. 610-623-3760, 610-623-3760, or you can reach out to them online as well. ProActionRestoration.com. That's ProActionRestoration.com.